together a video teaching a dog to lie flat on their side. This has been one of the most useful things I've taught Merlin. I use it to trim his nails, the hair between his pads, give him a brush and do his physio exercises. At this stage, my cue is fairly simple, but you can add a bit of fun later on by teaching him to play dead and adding a bang cue. I want the dog to feel comfortable, so my preferred method is to use multiple pieces of food fed gradually so that the dog shifts their weight and moves onto their hip. Much prefer to do this than to take one piece of food and smush it into their nose and kind of push them over like this. It's not very nice, really. Something to remember for your own dog is that some dogs can feel insecure doing this exercise. It can make them feel a little bit vulnerable. I actually haven't had much success with Bonnie, and if I do decide to pursue this with her, I'll have to make sure I spend extra time making sure she feels comfortable and safe. It's really important too that your dog has been taught to take food gently. If they don't and you're worried they're going to bite your fingers, check out the links below this video for tutorials on how to teach that. Okay, let's get started. I'm working with Merlin on a mat because the deck is hard and I want him to be comfortable. He gets a couple of pieces of food for standing on the mat. Then I cue him to sit and lie down. This is a settled down, which means he lies on his hip with his legs sticking out from underneath him. It's important to note that there are two kinds of downs, the settled down and the sphinx down, which is shown here. For teaching lie on your side, the settled down is the correct starting position. When he's in a settled down, feed him directly to his mouth while you move behind him. You can see that Merlin's not used to me standing behind him, so he pops around to look at me. That's okay, if I place the reinforcer in front of him, he will move back so he can eat it. Feed him multiple pieces, gradually moving your hand higher and closer to his shoulder. Make sure he is comfortable. If he moves, start again. Take your time, this is not a race. As you raise your hand, his weight will shift and he will naturally drop onto his shoulder. When this happens, lure or feed him so that his head moves down, like so. When he is lying flat, feed a few pieces of food directly to his mouth to teach him that he can lie there for a short while before getting up. This is the beginning of teaching him duration, or time in a position. So once again, feed for the sit first. This time I lure him into the starting position and then feed one piece of food after the other, passing it from the reserve hand to the luring feeding hand. Gradually raise the food until his weight shifts and his shoulder goes down on the mat. Then feed lowering his nose until he's completely flat. Once again, feed for a bit of duration. So here it is from the front. Lots of small pieces of food, raising it up to across his shoulder. Swap hands for comfort, down he goes. And then when he's there, you can feed his head lower and lower until he's on the mat. A few pieces on the ground to keep him in position. A belly rub for another reinforcer. And he's done. What a good boy he is. If you found this video helpful or you have questions, please ask or comment below.